What's up guys, welcome to another video. In this video we're actually going to be installing a new shift cable as well as adjusting the gears. I'm going to go step by step through everything. Actually I already did, so you can see I already got all the cable through. Took me all day. For you guys, only like 15 minutes at most, probably less, hopefully. The reason I actually had to change the cable was because I did not check this bolt right here. Checked every single bolt except that one. I went to Blue Mountain last weekend and everything started to come loose. I actually even thought it was my limit screw that was the problem because my chain kept popping off, so I kept unscrewing my limit screw. Turns out this was the screw that was coming out, which was the screw that holds the derailleur in the bike. Came off, got wrapped up into the wheel, popped the spoke, got all scratched up and everything. Sucks, but I was actually able to straighten out the derailleur, fix the spokes, got a spoke wrench, learned how to straighten wheels out somewhat. Yeah, I even snapped the chain. Okay, but now we actually got the cable and everything. Now it actually shifts perfectly. As you can see, perfect shifting. I actually did that with you guys along with the camera, except right now I'm talking just to a camera. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully pretty quick, simple for you guys. Hope I did a good job. Subscribe, like this video, and enjoy. Alright guys, so the things you're going to need for this video are cable cutters. I just got these like 2 days ago off Amazon, and then I also have Allen wrenches, but I just use my ratchet wrench with these ratchet wrench tips. Some cable ends, that way your cable doesn't fray. I'm just going to be using my multi-tool to get my bar ends off. Okay, alright guys, the first thing we're going to do is get the casing, the cable casing, all the way through the cable routing, and that way we have the casing inside, and then we can just get the cable in the shifter, put the shifter on, and then get the cable all the way through back to the derailleur. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I already removed my old cable, but all you have to do, in case you have internal routing, just loosen up these spots where it comes out of. Just pull the whole thing out. I actually did this wrong, so the first thing you want to do is make sure to loosen all those spots, but what you want to do is get your new cable through the old housing, and then you take out the old housing, and then through the new cable that you already have in there, you just slide the new housing through, and the new cable acts like a guide, and then you don't have to fetch the cable once it's already in there. The reason I had so much trouble with this video was because I wasn't smart enough to think to leave the actual old cable in there, and before I even made this video I had already taken the old cable out, and that just messed up everything, and I had to figure out a way to actually get the cable all the way through, but hopefully that'll help you out in the future. If this is a little bit confusing, you will see what I mean in a little bit. I just started this wrong, and I had many attempts, but I finally got it right at the end, and you won't have to make the same mistakes I did during this video. Alright, now I'm gonna get my cable and make sure to get it through the cable routing all the way to the back. I'm just gonna push the cable right in. Okay guys, I'm actually gonna take my shock off just to make sure I can see through here, because there's actually a hole through here so I can see where the cable's going. And I'm holding the rear wheel up just so there's not too much pressure on the screw. So just push your back wheel up slightly just to kind of lift it. Alright, we got it out. Okay, so now that we have that out, hopefully you can see inside there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the cable is supposed to go in this thing. This is a cable. I got this foamy thing, protection I think, on the cable. In this attempt, I actually tried tying a string onto the cable and then just pulling it out of the internal routing. Let's see what happens. Okay guys, so I have string. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can get this string all the way over here, but I need my old casing. I'm gonna see if I can push this string in. Okay guys, so I got the string out by pushing a bit of it in, and then I got another cable and that pushed it all the way in, and then I just pulled it out through here. I'm gonna make a knot right here, like lots of knots, that way I don't lose this thing again, and that way I might be able to pull it out, and we'll see where we get to. I want to see how long this thing has to be. So, shifter. I was doing this all wrong. Right now, I found out that you usually leave your cable inside. And then, that way, you only take the cable housing out, and then you can put the new housing in, and the cable acts like a guide, and then you're done. It's that simple. In this attempt, I actually finally figured it out, but since I did not have the old housing in there, I kind of used an old one and used that as a guide, and I think that really worked very well. I got the cable without any housing for now, and then I got an old cable housing, got it through here, and they're both peeking out. Now, I'm just gonna use this cable housing, the old one, just to act as a guide for my cable. So, I'm just gonna put the new cable in the old housing just to be able to push the new cable through. Before I actually get the cable inside the old housing, I'm gonna put this foamy thing that was on the old cable. Okay, then I'm just gonna put the new cable in the old housing, pushing the cable through. I'm gonna cut this end off because it's not looking good. Oh wow, like butter. And I got my cable through. Isn't that like magic? We're gonna do the same thing for this part. We can get this out, and we have a cable through here, all the way to over here. Now, I'm gonna do it to the chain right there. I don't know what it's called. Wait, I always know that, but I do not now. I'm gonna get this here the other way. I'm actually gonna do it the other way. It's probably gonna be a lot easier. Okay, we got it through. Well, we can push our cable all the way through the old housing. This is only our guide. Okay, I'm gonna push more cable in. Now, it's like magic. We can just take the old housing off, and now this is where we can actually get the new housing in. Put your cable in the housing, start pushing the housing in. Okay, let's go pushing it in. At this part, we've already gotten the cable all the way through. We're getting the housing into the frame, but the cable has a little cap on the end, so then I just tried pulling it off, and then we just put it all back in again. So let's see if I can get this. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna put that away. Make sure your cable has nothing on there. Now we can actually put the cable through. Okay. Right now I'm just struggling with the internal thing. Alright guys, so once I got this out, it's a lot easier to actually get the cable through. So then now, I'm actually not going to put that in just yet. I'm just going to pull the whole cable in. So I'm taking the cable out. I have the housing in there, so it'll be easier to get things in there now. At this point, I was just measuring my cable housing just to make sure that everything is the right length, so I can finally put everything into the shifter and get it ready to install. To make sure that your cable housing is long enough and to measure it out, you have to make sure that the end of the cable is right on the shifter. There should be a small slot for it, so just look for that, and then just get that in there, and then just watch what I'm about to do right now. Okay guys, right now, if you have a full suspension bike, you have to make sure that before you actually put the lock on here so the cable doesn't move up and down with the suspension, you have to make sure that it's long enough for the suspension to actually move with the cable. Because when this moves, the cable moves with it, so you have to make sure that there's enough space for that to happen. Right when you're gonna put it on, so I'm actually gonna start screwing it in, and right when I have it all the way at the top, I'm going to end up putting this on and tightening it. You can probably get a stool and lift the back wheel up. I'm just gonna grab a chair. The reason I put the chair under the wheel is to simulate the suspension being compressed as you ride. That way you know that the cable isn't getting stretched as you ride your bike. That way it doesn't get pulled and snapped or something happens. Right before I tighten it, I'm gonna lift it up because this is a position where the suspension will be fully compressed. Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take apart my shifter And that way we can get the cable on the shifter and then just slide the whole cable through the housing and then just get to the gears. Okay guys, so the first thing you're gonna need to do is get your shifter, and then it'll either have a big screw here that you just take out, and then this comes off just like that. Mine had 4, so I just took those out, and then we get into here. If you want to remove the cable, you just push it through and it should just come out right here, like right there, and then you can just pull the whole thing out. I got my cable. Now I'm just gonna feed the cable all the way through, so just to there. We are just gonna get it in here. I'm just gonna hold it there and then just push it through. All right, we got our cable through. I'm just gonna pull it all the way through until this should snap just in place. Kind of help it a little bit, just so it pops in place. And right there, that's in place. You're all good. I'm just gonna put this back on just like that. I'm gonna make sure that this rubber thing isn't getting pinched by the plastic. Put the screws back in. And these actually don't go too tight, just to where they go. With the weight of the ratchet, that's about tight. We got the cable inside. Now we can actually put the shifter back on. So I'll see you guys on the other side. I'm just gonna take the bar end out. Hopefully it doesn't break, because that's happened to me before. I just pull them out too fast and they break. I'm just gonna use a flat screwdriver. I'm gonna loosen the grip and see if I can just pull it out with the whole grip. Yay, came out. I'm gonna take the brake off because the shifter goes like on the inside, on the other side of the brake. Perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna tighten that. I'm not gonna tighten it all the way yet. Do we want to be able to do bar spins eventually? Do we? Should I? Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna do it. I'm just gonna go straight to it. Okay, make sure you're cutting hose without the cable inside, because sometimes you just cut the housing with cable. It's not good. I think we can cut it here, and then I'm actually gonna cut it a bit longer. Should be good here. I'm trusting myself a little bit farther this way. No cable inside. Yes, no cable inside. Perfect. We've cut it. Just give it a bit of a tap. We're almost done, guys. Just kidding. We're actually only halfway. It's been like 3 hours for me, like 3 minutes for you guys. It's insane. These things sometimes end up coming out, so I think you don't cut them. You actually just kind of twist them a little bit. There we go. It's coming out. It's like magic. It's not. Don't get your hopes up. What we are going to be doing is getting the cable through here. I spin this small wheel, that way it actually kind of goes through. And then just get more cable. Just pull a little bit of cable. Obviously measure this out before you cut the cable, because you do need a tiny bit of something here. So I'm actually gonna go like this, lock my derailleur. Okay, so that's on. Go through here. This is kind of like a pulley. Once you have it through here, which is on the inside, and then through here, there's a hole. So it goes around this, and then there's a small hole right on the back, right where my finger is. There's a small hole, and then just comes through here. Pull it. So once you pull it all like that way, push it that way, like that. I can just tighten that. Okay, we need some adjustments. Let's shift all the way down. So you have 3 screws. Your limit screws, and this is your B tension, I think. I actually don't know which one is which, but I can see through here. Let me show you. I know this might be a little bit confusing, but don't worry, I will make a video in the future, probably after this one, on how to adjust your gears properly, because on this video I'm just going to speed through it. I can actually see through here that that screw is placed right there. See, that's the screw, and then it rests on there. That limits how far the derailleur goes that way, because it has tension, but that screw doesn't let it go farther that way and keeps your chain in this cog. That's this screw right here. This one limits how far your derailleur goes that way, and that way it doesn't go into your spokes. And this is what moves your chain. So wherever this goes, your chain goes. Never cut your cable up too close. Just keep it to about here. Cable ends. I actually only have one, so I better not mess this up. You put it in just like that, and then with any pliers you can press it down. Now that it's all the way in, pinch it really hard. Unfortunately, in this video I did not have enough time to go through the whole gearing and everything, but I will make a new video. Not in this one, because otherwise it's just too long and I won't be able to publish it. I just finished the intro, so now as you guys see, I did the whole thing. Hopefully you guys got to the outro. Yeah, that's what this is called. Go check out my other videos. Leave in the comments what you would like to see in other videos. Like the video, subscribe. Stoked to have you share with me today. Stay wild.